beat 'em. Roger Ramjet, he's our man, hero of our nation. For his adventures, just be sure and stay tuned to this station. So come and join us, all you kids, for lots of fun and laughter, as Roger Ramjet and his men get all the crooks they're after. Roger Ramjet, he's our man, hero of our nation. For his adventures, just be sure and stay tuned to this station.
As today's ethnic episode begins, we find your planet and mine, Earth, in a bit of a spin. Every corner of the round sphere was being deluged with flying saucers.
This flying saucer situation is abominable. It's very bad, gentlemen. And being a benevolent sort of country, we've got to do something about it.
Let's pass a law against it.
A law.
No, we'll turn the problem over to Roger Ramjet.
Good thinking, your generalship.
And so as the onslaught from outer space continued, Roger Ramjet was called in to do something about the whirling mess.
Ramjet, you always cease to amaze me.
And as the general briefed Roger as to the nature of the problem, Roger said,
Huh? You mean there are thousands of flying saucers, but we've never captured one? Never seen one up close?
Affirmative.
Well, first thing, we've got to catch us one of those things. Now, that irritates me. Say, wait a minute. This is a saucer, a flying saucer.
And so the mystery of the flying saucers was revealed. They were not spaceships, just regular saucers. But Roger wondered...
Where do they come from?
And he wondered...
Why are they here?
And he wondered...
How do we get rid of them?
And he wondered...
What is truth? How many angels can swim on the head of a beer? What's happened to the Yankees? Are they biting off the pier in Malibu?
And as Roger continued to wonder, the saucers continued to fly about the world, causing a great amount of trouble to the natives.
You are breaking the speed law.
Oh! I'm sorry I'm late, dear. I hope you're not angry.
Okay, Buster, here's where you get me famous crunch punch.
Roger Ramjet had really better hurry before the entire world is knocked out.
Gosh, Roger, what do you make of the saucer mystery?
I think it should be solved. No question about it.
But how, Roger? We don't even know where they're coming from.
If we can get to our planes, maybe we can fly above the saucers and find out where they're coming from.
And that's just what they did.
Roger, it looks like they're coming from another planet. Look!
Dan was right. The saucers were coming from another planet. Quickly, Roger devised a plan and told General Brassbottom about it.
Then you say you want me to give you a rocket ship so you can go to this mysterious planet and stop the saucers?
Unless you have a better idea, General.
And since the general hadn't had an idea since he was a civilian, Roger was shortly on his way to Planet X.
I guess the best way is just to follow this trail of saucers. It should take me right to the planet. I wonder how far it...
This must be the place, all right. The saucers seem to be coming from over there. Hello there. I'm Roger Ramjet. What are you shooting those saucers all over my Earth for?
Saucers? What do you talk? These are seconds.
Seconds?
Yeah, we've been trying to invent the wheel and we keep blowing it. They aren't coming out right.
So rather than let these bad wheels pile up around here, we throw them out. We just can't seem to invent a good wheel.
Inventing the wheel, eh? Perhaps I can help.
Oh, for joy, for joy.
If I show you how to make the wheel, will you stop shooting those saucers at my planet?
You betcha, Red Rider.
And so that's exactly what happened. With the American hero ingenuity which was inbred in his head, Roger Ramjet set to work and made the cavemen from Planet X a perfect wheel.
We're very grateful, Roger. We won't ever shoot flying saucers at you again.
Happy I could help, gentle cavemen.
And so Roger Ramjet has done it again. Saved the world from a lot of bruises.
Boy, now we got a wheel.
Right. Now let's get started on inventing fire, should we?
Today's intramural episode begins in the palatial but sumptuous home of the eminent physician, Dr. Frank N. Schwein, as he bids goodnight to his lovely wife.
Good night, my lovely wife. I must work on my new experiment down in the laboratory this evening.
Again? What the dickens are you doing down there anyway, Frank? You could be spending a quiet evening with me, watching TV and eating peanut brittle.
Oh, that does sound wonderful, my dear, but I simply must get on with my work.
Well, you're the doctor. Get it, honey? I said...
And quickly quickly, the mysterious Dr. Schwein proceeded to his sinister underground laboratory.
Quickly, Doctor, it's nearly ready.
Oh, look at him, Sidney. Isn't he beautiful?
No, that's my dirty shirt. Sir, your monster's over there on the pool table.
Oh, yes. Well, let's see if we've infused him with enough power to conquer the world. Turn off the switch. Pull back the sheet, Sidney.
Get up, monster. Get up. We want you to destroy all kinds of everything.
Look, Sidney. He's sitting up.
No use, Doc. This here monster's weaker than a newborn aardvark.
You're right, Sidney. I've failed. We must get our hands on Roger Ramjet's proton energy pills. They'll give our monster the strength of 20 atom bombs for 20 seconds.
And so, unaware of the dangers which await him, Roger Ramjet accepts a mysterious invitation to visit Dr. Frank N. Schwein.
This is mysterious. I wonder why the doctor sent for me. I told him I rarely make house calls. Oh, well.
Come in, won't you?
Well, you're the doctor.
He's the doctor. Get it, honey?
Excuse me a moment. There, that's better, isn't it? You're Roger Ramjet, aren't you?
Yes, doctor. What seems to be the problem?
Well, I have a week back.
Oh, when did you get that?
Oh, about a week back.
I suggest you take 2 aspirins and call me in the morning.
Splendid idea. But before you go, I'd like you to see my lab.
Where am I?
Are you hurt?
Oh, of course not. How could anyone possibly get hurt falling 3 stories down an elevator shaft and landing on his head on a concrete slab?
Ramjet, you probably want to know why I asked you to drop in.
I was wondering about that on the way down, yes.
Take a look at my monster.
Why, it looks exactly like a pile of dirty clothes.
You get away from my church. Your monster's over there in the pool table, you...
Oh, yes, there he is. Now, Ramjet, I'm going to give the monster one of your proton energy pills, which I took from you while you were unconscious. It will make him strong enough to destroy the world.
You're making a terrible mistake, Doctor.
Oh, fiddle-dee-dee. Here, Seymour, this will make you strong. Now, Seymour, destroy!
I tried to warn you, Doctor. My proton energy pills can never be used for any evil purpose. And now that my work is done here, I'll leave you in Seymour's monstrous hands.
Hey, Ramjet, will you do me a favor? Drop my shirts off at the laundry. And no starch.
And so ends another monstrous adventure of that fighter for truth and freedom, Roger Ramjet. And his good friend Seymour, the friendly monster. In today's unsolicited episode, we find our superhero, that all-American good guy and devil-may-care flying fool, Roger Ramjet, in a dickens of a hurry. For Roger has a date with his one and only, the beauteous, glamorous flower of American womanhood, Miss Lotta Love.
I'm late for a very...
Fancy bumping into you, a Ramjet.
You did some pretty fancy bumping yourself, Lance Crossfire, ace test pilot and my principal rival for the affections of Miss Lotta Love. And just where do you think you're going?
I think I'm going to be very sore in the morning from that collision. But if it's any of your business, I have a date with Lotta.
Oh, no, you don't. I have a date with Lotta.
Ramjet, if we weren't friendly rivals, I could really learn to hate you.
Well, it looked like the absent-minded Lotta had done it again. She'd made a date with both Lance Crossfire and Roger on the very same day.
Oh, I'm sorry, boys. I guess I got a little confused again.
A lot of my duck. This is getting a bit ridiculous. Now, why don't you choose between us once and for all?
Oh, I just can't do that. You're both so terribly sweet. Oh, just looky here. You both bought me candy.
I'm getting pretty tired of this, Crossfire.
That's Crossfire, and you know it, Rimshot.
Boys, stop this bickering. Why don't you have some kind of contest to see who gets to take me out to a lovely dinner at some overpriced restaurant of my choice?
Contest? But, Lotta, that would be unfair. After all, I am the greatest all-around sports hero in the history of Benedict Arnold Memorial High School.
Oh, well, it so happens, Ramjet, I was voted most valuable athlete at Mrs. Prentwhistle's School for Overprivileged Teenagers. I got 7 letters.
Your mother should have written more often.
Why, you...
Boys, please, let's behave like gentlemen.
Sorry, my dear, but I can do anything he can do better.
Oh, no, you can't.
Oh, yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Oh, yes, I can.
Oh, no, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Obviously, Lance and Roger were having a slight difference of opinion. And as the argument grew hotter, they decided to settle the matter on the field of battle.
Very well, Crossfire. Name your sport and we'll compete for Lotta's hand.
How about tennis?
No, I have a bad elbow. What about swimming?
No, I have sinus trouble. How about bowling?
No, that's out. I have a trick knee. What about handball?
Bad back.
And so the discussion continued. And as the two super athletes tried to agree on the proper sport to test their mettle...
Badminton?
Fallen arches. Ice skating?
Weak ankles.
Then suddenly they came to an agreement.
Skateboards?
Yes, skateboards. Roger Ramjet and Lance Crossfire decided to engage in the skateboard race of the century down a huge hill known as Fitov Peak.
You know the rules, Ramjet. No elbowing, gouging, or hollering bad things at the other guy.
Very well, and the first one to cross the finish line wins the hand of that delicate creature.
Oh, I just love the ones with the chewy centers, don't you?
And at the very top of Fitov Peak, the race was about to begin.
On your marks, get set.
And off they went at breathtaking speed in a race that skateboard fans would long remember.
Get away, you're too close.
I can't. Our wheels are locked together.
And across the finish line they came, neck and neck, head to head, shoulder to shoulder, boulder.
Wait, boys! You already crossed the finish line. Oh,
no! And so as quickly as it had begun, the great skateboard race was over.
Well, since neither of you silly boys is able to take me out, I'm sure you won't mind if I have a day with little old General Brass Bottom, honey.
Don't worry, men. I'll take good care of the little lady.
Good old General Brass Bottom. It's a privilege to know him.
Oh, Roger.
Yes, Lance?
Shut up.
Today's regal episode begins on London's Baker Street in the lodgings of England's most famous detective, Armlock Hertz, as Hertz relaxes by playing his violin. His good friend, Dr. Whatsis, enters.
I say, Hertz, care to join me in a cup of tea?
Do you think there's room for both of us?
By Jove, that's positively smashing.
On the contrary, Whatsis, that's a very old joke.
Not cricket.
Suddenly, Inspector Leclade of Scotland Yard entered the room.
I hate to break in like this, Mr. Hertz, but we've got a bit of trouble down at the yard.
Trouble, eh? All right, man, out with it.
Well, it's a bit embarrassing. You see, something's been stolen.
Confound it, man. What's been stolen at Scotland Yard?
Scotland Yard?
What do you think, Whatsis?
I'd say it was definitely the work of thieves.
Brilliant deduction, you nincompoop.
Oh, well, the class, yeah, not bad.
And for once, even the great Armlock Hertz was unable to find a single clue.
I'm unable to find a single clue, Inspector. But I do know one thing. There's only one man clever enough to have perpetrated such a dastardly crime.
You mean?
Exactly. Professor Moriarty.
And indeed, this was the work of that master criminal, the Scourge of Linden.
That's London.
Oh, sorry about that. That sworn enemy of Armlock Hertz, the evil Professor Moriarty.
Well, of course, this time I'll make a laughing stock out of that stupid Armlock Hertz. So help me, George Zucker.
Inspector Leclade was getting desperate, and so he took desperate measures.
Mr. Hertz, I hope you don't mind, but I've called someone else in on this case. That superhero chap from the American colonies, Roger Ramjet.
And what's he doing in England?
He's attending a royal ball. They've invited him to throw out the First Lord of the Admiralty.
And that very day,
Roger Ramjet came to London riding in an airplane.
I hope it's not another foggy day in London town. I'll say, there's the airport now.
Ramjet, meet Dr. Whatsis and the famous detective Armlock Hertz. Scotland Yard has been stolen, and we'd like you to help us find it.
Maybe we can spot it from the air. Come on, Hertz. Let Ramjet put you in the pilot seat.
And in a moment, Roger and the famed British gumshoe were airborne high above London.
Did you realize this city was full of people driving on the wrong side of the road? Look, there it is. We found Scotland Yard, Ramjet.
And indeed they had, for Professor Moriarty had moved the entire yard to London Soho district and turned it into a den of criminals. But before Hertz could warn him, Ramjet had landed in the middle of the yard. Well, who have we here? Why, what a stroke of good fortune. It's my old enemy, Armlock Hertz and his pet gorilla.
Careful, Ramjet. We are surrounded by every footpad and cut purse in London.
But I have a plan that fairly reeks with American ingenuity.
Yes, I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
I'll just take one of my proton energy pills, which gives me the strength of 20 atom bombs for 20 seconds, and give them what for?
Seize that ridiculous yank!
There, that should hold you. Now, you put Scotland Yard back where it belongs, or I'll come back and beat up on you again.
Roger Ramjet, we thank you on behalf of the entire British Empire. Cheerio and good...
As this excluded episode begins, we find Roger Ramjet in the American Eagle headquarters talking to the squadron about his favorite subject, Roger Ramjet.
That's right, gang. Robert Rupley is going to do a story about me for his newspaper column, Believe It or Get Out.
What kind of article, Roger?
Don't you know about Believe It or Get Out? Why, it's the most famous column in the world.
Yes, it is, Doodle. It's a series of newspaper stories which Mr. Rupley writes about almost unbelievable things. Now, here's one over here. Thomas Thompson of Wolfley, Scotland, a professional banisher of ghosts, stepped out of a house from which he claimed to have driven a ghost and was struck on the nose by a flying porcupine.
I see. This guy goes around the world and looks for nuts to write about.
You go to your room.
That's sort of it, Doodle.
You go to his room, too. Now, I'm expecting Mr. Rupley any minute, and I don't need any trouble from you kids. Oh, hello there. You must be Mr. Rupley.
Or what?
Or someone else. Come on in.
Let's get down to cases, Ramjet. I'm here because I got a strange letter from someone who said I should do a story on you. The letter said you are the world's greatest hero.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as...
I don't have all day. Is it true?
Yes, oh, yes.
How so? I mean, what do you do? What can I write about?
Well, let's see. Well, there was the time I broke up an international national ring.
All right, you men. You've done your bad deeds for the last time. Take this.
Or how about the time I single-handedly recovered some stolen jewelry?
All right, you men. You've stolen jewelry for the last time. Take this.
Or there was that time I wiped out the Fink's hold-up bandits.
All right, you men. You've stolen money for the last time. Take this. Or the time...
Wait a moment. I can't use this kind of material. These are stories of brutality, fighting, hurting. My readers don't want to know about things like that. They want to know about nice things, like a gigantic tumbleweed in New Mexico, or a 44-year-old dog named Albert. Not grim things like this.
Oh, you mean heroes are no good?
I'm afraid not, Ramjet. Heroes have had it. Good night, and good luck.
Gee, maybe he's right. Maybe being a hero isn't good. I do punch people a lot, but they're bad people. Still, punching is punching. I guess I'll just have to quit. Find other work.
And so Roger went from job to job, but he couldn't find work.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Gee, I'm just no good. I can't get a job anywhere. I'm a failure. I can't do anything right. Woe is me.
But just as Roger had reached the blackest part of his career, which was going some, he spotted Mr. Robert Rupley, and he was in trouble, too.
Pick him up. Give me your money.
You're a bandit.
Oh, please don't tell my mother. She thinks I'm in advertising.
Help! Help! Somebody save me!
Why, it's Mr. Rupley. He's asking for help. I don't care anymore. I'm going to be a hero. It's the only line of work I know. I'll save you, Mr. Rupley. I'll take one of my proton energy pills. They give me the strength of 20 atom bombs for a period of 20 seconds. Don't worry, Mr. Rupley.
Ramjet, I was totally wrong. You are worthwhile.
Thank you, Mr. Rupley. Are you going to write a story about me?
No?
And so, once again, although a little more difficult than usual, Roger Ramjet has saved the day for his world. As this meretricious episode begins, we take you to the secret underground laboratory of one of the most dangerous criminal minds in all the world. For this is the lair of the notorious Dr. Watt, who at this very moment is lapping it up pretty good in there.
So what am I laughing about?
Dr. Watt is laughing because he believes he's figured out a way to combat the enemy of crime, that all-American good guy, Roger Ramjet.
Oh, yes, that's right. I finally figured a way to stop Ramjet, and it's a beauty, too.
A way to stop Ramjet? But how?
Watch the show and find out like everybody else, nitwit.
Well, that's right there. And now we leave this repulsive atmosphere.
So who invited you anyway?
And take you to American Eagle headquarters, where Roger Ramjet is in contact with General G.I. Brassbottom.
Ramjet, I have reason to believe that our nation is once more endangered by that most evil of all mad scientists, Dr. Watt.
Who?
Watt.
No.
Hold it, Ramjet. We did this shtick in an earlier episode. Our spies tell us that Dr. Watt is up to something. We fear he's about to strike, but we don't know where or when.
Oh, it goes like this, General. It seems we stood and talked.
Ramjet, you have the brain of a fruit fly. Now get busy and find out what's what with Dr. Watt.
And as Roger pondered, let's see if we can find out just what's what with what.
The thing that makes Ramjet invincible is his famous proton energy pill, which gives him the strength of 20 atom bombs for a period of 20 seconds. Is that right, all you little Roger Ramjet fans out there? Now, what if someone, just what if someone, would do something sneaky to those proton energy pills, Then Ramjet wouldn't be such a big deal, and crime would flourish.
So, that's it, boys and girls. The insidious Dr. Watt intends to tamper with Roger's proton energy pills.
Yes, I've made a little pill of my own, which I shall slip into Ramjet's pill supply. He'll find that mine has some added ingredients he hadn't counted on.
Late that night, a shadowy figure sneaked into American Eagle headquarters and... the job was done.
And now to put my plan of world conquest into effect.
The very next day, Roger Ramjet received an urgent phone call from Washington.
Ramjet, this is preposterous. Dr. Watt just called to say he's going to come into my office tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock and steal the stars off my uniform. And he dares you to try and stop him.
Oh, he does he? Well, we'll see about that.
And the next day, as the evil Dr. Watt kept his promise...
I'll take those stars, General. Then I'm going to rob the U.S. Treasury.
Not so fast, Doctor. I believe you and I have an appointment.
Ramjet, thank heaven you've come.
You're through, Ramjet. You're powerless to stop me. Go ahead, take one of your proton energy pills and see what happens.
Well, you're the doctor.
Now go ahead, Ramjet. Sock me and see what happens.
If you insist, Doc.
Good work, Roger. You've done it again. But why did Watt think your pill wouldn't work?
Because, General, he had substituted some other pills in place of mine. But it didn't fool me for a minute.
But how did you know they were phony pills?
Because yours melted in my hand, not in my mouth.
You win again, Ramjet. Hand me one of my pills, will you? You see, mine has the extra strength pain reliever, and my head feels like two bull goats are running together and...
And so ends another ethically pharmaceutical episode of Roger Ramjet and the American Eagles! As today's unquestionable episode begins, we find our hero, that all-American good guy and devil-may-care flying fool, Roger Ramjet in Washington, where he is to be beat by Colonel Jack E. Shorts of the Army's Under-the-Counter Spy Division.
Ramjet reporting as ordered, sir.
Ramjet, I'm about to send you on a very secret mission.
Just how secret is it, sir?
I can't even tell you that.
Couldn't you whisper it?
No, Ramjet. Here, take this envelope. It contains your sealed orders. Don't open it until you reach your destination.
But what's my destination?
You'll know when you get there.
I understand, sir.
You do?
And as Roger Ramjet left the colonel's office, he was met by two Secret Service agents.
Hello?
And rushed into a waiting car. And
And shortly thereafter, Roger arrived at Lasagna Airport, where the first leg of his secret journey was to begin.
You can count on me, sir. And I'll drop down to the ranch first chance I get.
Moments later, Roger Ramjet was airborne aboard an airliner bound for somewhere in Europe.
Welcome aboard Fleming Airlines, Flight 007, bound for...
That's your pilot, Ralph T. Sinister. Your stewardess, misinformation will do anything to make your stay comfortable.
There's something peculiar about this flight. Stewardess.
You called, darling?
Say, you look familiar. Haven't I seen you in an earlier episode?
No, darling. I never flown on that run. Coffee, tea, or water?
You mean coffee, tea, or milk?
No milk. The cow jumped over the moon.
Roger had a right to ponder the stewardess. He had seen her before. Roger's stewardess was none other than the notorious international bad lady and spy, Jacqueline Hyde, and she was up to no good.
I know he has those secret orders on his person. I've got to think of a way to get them.
Pardon me, miss, but how does it happen I'm the only passenger on this plane?
I guess no one else wanted to go on a secret mission today, darling.
A secret mission? Then you know. Say, wait a minute. You're Jacqueline Hyde.
That's right, darling. I want those secret orders for my government.
Never. I promised. It's impolite to point.
Give me those orders before I pull the trigger.
But as Jacqueline Hyde was about to pump a slug into Roger Ramjet's beezer, the airplane hit an air pocket, and it dropped straight down a goodly distance.
That's your captain speaking. Terribly sorry about that, folks. Just a little turbulence. We'll be through it in a minute. This is your captain speaking. Oops. We'll be setting her down here in just a moment, and
All right, little Miss Spy-type lady, let's go to the authorities.
But, darling, we could make such beautiful music together.
Not on your pitch, we couldn't.
And as Roger turned Jacqueline Hyde over to the local authorities, he found that his secret destination had been reached. Rome, Italy.
So this is where they've sent me. Rome, eh? I'll just open the orders now and see what I'm supposed to do. Pick up 2 pizzas with pepperoni, 1 plain cheese, and 2 po' boy sandwiches with piccalilli.
Roger Ramjet had done it again, gotten through to his destination and completed another important mission for his government and for pizza lovers everywhere. As this Fortissimo episode begins, the Daily Mail has just arrived at American Eagle headquarters, and Roger Ramjet's young companions are fairly bursting with curiosity.
Hey, it's an invitation, and it's addressed to all of us.
Open it, Roger.
Very well, you impatient little gophers.
Is it an invitation to a birthday party?
No.
A wedding?
No.
A bar mitzvah?
No, no, no. We've been invited to the opening of the Lompoc Opera season.
Opera?
Yes, isn't it wonderful?
No.
Well, what do you mean, no?
Well, Roger, what we really mean is,
Yeah, go ahead, Yank. Tell them what we really mean.
Okay, we really mean no. We're sorry, Roger, but we're just not opera lovers.
Then it's about time you started appreciating better music instead of that cockroach music you listen to all the time. And besides, we have an assignment.
What kind of assignment, Roger?
Well, some people believe there's a ghost haunting the Lompoc Opera House.
Wowee, a phantom of the Lompoc Opera.
Phantom of the Opera. Say, Doodle, you have a way with a phrase.
When they arrived at the Lompoc Opera House, Roger and his reluctant companions were greeted by Herman Singmeister, impresario of the opera company. Ach, du lieber Herr Ramjet! So good of you and your little schniffles to come in here. I'd always like to see those kids.
It's our pleasure, Herr Singmeister. Now, what's the trouble?
It's that Fleischlugner Phantom. He's driving Claire crazy. He wants her to stop singing already.
Nonsense. There's no such thing as a phantom. And besides, who could possibly want to keep Clara Krivich-Finork from singing?
I could answer that, but I get punished a lot.
Ah, here comes our little nightingale now. Roger Ramjet and his Amerikaner Stiegelschnitzels meet the famous Claire Krivich-Finork.
How do you do?
Fine, thank you.
And we're fine, too.
Please, Mr. Ramjet, protect me from the phantom.
She don't look like she needs no protection even from a hippopotamus.
Don't worry, Miss Finark. I have a plan.
You also got the lousy voice.
Later, Roger.
Later that same evening.
You'll love it, kids. Miss Finark is singing the title role in Zucchini's opera, Madame Butterfat.
Does it last very long, Roger? I think I'm getting a stomachache.
And I have a headache.
Has Athlete's foot been taken yet?
That'll be enough of that, you little lowbrows. Now, here's where I put my plan into action. Before the opera begins, I'm going backstage and put on the same kind of costume which Miss Finark will wear tonight. If the so-called Phantom tries anything, we'll nab him. Follow me and keep out of sight.
And so a few minutes later, Roger strolled through the scenery disguised as Clara Krevich Finark.
I'd better cut down on my calories. This almost fits me.
Suddenly, as Roger passed a dark area, a figure sprang out and seized him.
Help! Glacier, somebody help!
Come on, gang, let's get the Phantom.
And now to unmask the notorious Phantom of the Lompoc Opera,
Singmeister. You!
Oh, Herman, how could you?
I wanted you to give up your singing career and marry me, my little Brackwurst.
All you had to do was ask my Schweinhund, Herman.
Clara!
Looks like a movie I once saw about whales.
And so ends the final act of another heroic adventure of Roger Ramjet and the Amerikanist Eagle Schnitzels. As today's encroaching episode begins, we find your hero and mine, Roger Ramjet, pursuing his favorite pastime, napping. Suddenly there was a knock at the door.
Oh, that's strange. I thought there was a knock at the door.
Sorry, it was a ring on the phone.
Oh, a call on the hotline.
Oh!
Hello!
Ramjet, your country needs you again, I think. Take off your shoes and come to Washington immediately.
Take off my shoes? Is Pearl having another party?
Come here! Ramjet, do you see these boots?
Yes, sir. Who did you scare out of them?
Ramjet, these are top secret combat boots. They're jet boots. When you turn this switch, they make whoever's wearing them fly. And we want you to test them.
Well, they're really not my style, but...
And so the plan was laid. Roger Ramjet was to be inducted into the Army wearing the new special jet boots. None of the other soldiers would know a thing about them, only Roger and the General.
Remember, Roger, you're not to tell anyone about these boots. We want to get an honest reaction from real soldiers before we issue them to the troops. Now, get going.
But where do I go?
Where else? Boot camp.
And so Roger was inducted and treated like any other recruit. He got shots with the rest of the troops. He ate chow with the rest of the troops. He slept with the rest of the troops. He got up with the rest of the troops.
All right, you men. Today we're going on a 40-mile forced hike with full field pack. And when we get there, we're going to have war game maneuvers.
And so the march began. Through all kinds of terrain and weather, the troops marched, and Roger Ramjet decided to try out his new boots.
No better time than the present to use these boots. I'm tired of walking. Let's see. Now, to fly, I just turn the switch.
Joe! Ramjet, you get back here! I didn't give the double-time command! Don't ever do that again, or I'll pull your pass.
My pass, you say?
All right, men. Set camp here for tonight, but remember, we're on maneuvers, and we might be attacked by an aggressor army, so be alert. Ramjet, you take the first guard duty. Don't let anybody sneak up on us.
I think I'll try these boots again, but on a slower speed. Hey, this is much better. No strain on the feet at all, and I can guard things much better. I think the Army has finally come up with a... loser. Oh, well, I'll try to go up. That way I can see if the enemy aggressor army is sneaking up on us. Jabbering jet streams, the enemy is approaching. I've got to warn the men. Hey, you guys! The enemy is sneaking up on you! They're going to wipe you out! Hey, soldier guys! Hey, Oh, drat, I'm too high. They can't hear me. Only one thing to do, and that's to turn off the boots.
Good work, men. We've captured them all, except one. Find him, and we will have won the war games.
Boulder Dash. My buddies have been captured. I'm going to have to do something about this. Let's see.
I don't know how you did it, but you saved us all and won the war games. You'll be given a medal for this.
Roger Ramjet, on behalf of the Army and the government,
Shoot, get out of here.
It gives me great pleasure to award you
Here, just a minute. Get out of
this distinguished...
Get out of here.
Thank you, sir. It really was nothing. And so, once again, Roger Ramjet proved why he is a hero, a flying hero to end all flying heroes. As this extraordinary episode begins, we find Roger Ramjet in a real problem-type situation. It's that time again, the time when Doodle must go to the dentist for his twice-a-year checkup. Doodle was upset.
I'm upset.
But Roger said knowingly,
Don't be upset.
and Doodle said,
I'm allergic to dentists.
But that's silly. Dentists don't hurt you. You must take care of your teeth, Doodle. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
Like what?
Well, they'll rot. Now, go get in the car.
No.
Otherwise, I won't let you have any supper tonight.
No, yes.
and so under the threat of famine, Doodle agreed to go with Roger to the dentist.
Aha, my darling henchman, Ardvain Gouge. Roger and Doodle are going to the dentist. This may be our chance, don't you think?
To steal his toothpaste?
No, you foolish dimwit. To get rid of Roger Ramjet, darling.
But how?
I have a plan.
A plan, was it? Ha-ha! And a dirty plan to do away with Roger Ramjet, too, we'll bet. Ha-ha!
Oh, hello there. Oh, it's you, Doodle. Time for your checkup.
Listen, Doctor, I know you're busy.
Now, Doodle, don't be silly. Show the dentist how brave an American Eagle Squadron member is.
Okay, you get me a brave member and I'll show him to the dentist.
Aha! Aren't you Mr. Roger Ramjet?
That's right. All-American good guy, devil-may-care flying fool, and...
Your class had 34% more cavity.
I beg your pardon?
I was just going through our files, and I see it's time for your 6-month checkup, too.
But I,
Right this way. The dentist assistant will take care of you. Ardvain, Mr. Ramjet is next.
Oh, now, just wait just a moment. I just brush my teeth after every meal. Wait, now, I'm a one-toothpaste family. Hold on.
Just relax, darling, while the doctor gives you gas. He's going to sleep. As soon as he's fast asleep, we'll dispose of him. Oh, what a brilliant plan.
See what I told you, kids? Didn't I say it would be a dirty plot?
Now, that was very good, Doodle. Not one cavity. You've been taking very good care of your teeth. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, your dentist chip. You're all molar. Hey, where's Roger?
Why, I don't know. Maybe he got tired of waiting and went out to the car.
Yeah, well, I'll check. Thanks again, Doctor. Sorry there weren't any cavities.
Well, you can't win them all.
Now, Ardvain, he's asleep. We'll just pick him up and throw him out of this 10-story window. That will do it for Roger.
Okay.
Well, that's funny. Roger's not here. Hey, wait. Yikes! That's Roger. And that's Jekyll and Hyde, the notorious spy lady. They're trying to throw Roger out the window. I gotta help. Roger. Holy my gosh. He's asleep. Hey, Roger, wake up.
Who, what, where, who, what?
Yikes! Roger, you're falling 10 stories. How's it going?
So far, so good.
Roger, take a proton energy pill.
Right you are, Doodle.
Mr. Ramjet. Doodle was looking for you.
Oh, yes, thank you, Doctor. I'll join him outside. By the way, I think your next patients are waiting.
Oh, hello there.
And so Roger Ramjet proves once again that good is better than bad. And you should always see your dentist a lot. Hi out there in television land. Ready for another frustrating episode of Roger Ramjet and the American Eagle? Oh.
Now, Yank, I want you to have a nice time on your trip to New York City.
I will, Roger. Gee, it's really exciting going on a jet airliner all by myself.
Yeah, you lucky pig. I wish I could go.
Maybe when you're older, Doodle.
When I'm older, I'll get arthritis.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Antiquated Airlines announces the departure of its flight number 008, non-stop, hopefully, for New York City. And so, young Yank was airborne on his first transcontinental flight.
Boy, these in-flight movies are great. This one is about Roger Ramjet meets Buana Devil.
But just as Yank was getting comfortable, the aeroplane hit an air pocket and dropped several feet, throwing the little traveler against the emergency exit.
Yay! Is this any way to run an airline?
Well, look what I say. Look what we caught. Yes, indeed, no question about it. It certainly is a thing that we caught.
Yes, no question about it. What's there no question about?
I don't know.
Let's return to Mars and run some tests on it, or walk.
What? But that's impossible. How could you allow such a thing? Well, sorry, doesn't get it. Well, boys, we've got trouble. Yank has fallen out of the plane and can't be found.
That's terrible.
Yes, some of the passengers said they saw a spaceship pick him up and fly away with him. It's up to us to get him back. General, I'd like to borrow a rocket ship.
Of course you may borrow a ship, Ramjet. Anything to help find Yank. Take the red one out there. Just have it back by Wednesday!
Thursday, the latest! Once airborne and beyond the pull of gravity, Roger and his faithful companions began to plot their course.
Roger, I plotted our course. I think we should go to Mars first and see if they've taken Yank there.
That's just what I was thinking.
Meanwhile, in a scientific laboratory on Mars, the little green people were about to begin a painful experiment on Yank.
What? Where? Hey, who are you guys? Where am I?
You're right here, yes, that's it precisely. Right here, isn't he?
Yes, indeed. Yep, sure is. Right here. That's where
Yeah, but...
Now, I ask you for the sake of Mars, just lie still so we can cut your head off.
Cut my head off?
Yes, oh my, yes. How else could we know what's inside of it? Or under it, even. Now, lie still there, so we...
Hark! Did you hear something?
Yeah, look at the reaction we're getting on the visual vocal fire.
Quickly, boys, that's Yank screaming. I'd know it anywhere because it hurts my ear.
Come on, gang!
Who in this cold world are you?
I'm just in time. I'll take one of my proton energy pills. They give me the strength of 20 atom bombs for a period of 20 seconds. Then it's to work.
It's not polite to eat pills in front of people.
And another case in point of rudeness. We're trying to cut this thing's head off, you see.
I hate to be the one to say it, but I don't like that person.
No, I'm not fond of him either. Not at all, no.
Well, Yank, we're certainly happy to have you back.
And it's great to be back. The next time I fly, I think I'll take a bus.
Oh, no. Not again.
As this alkaline episode begins, Roger Ramjet has just received a letter at American Eagle headquarters. A letter from an old friend.
Why, I'll be that old son of a gun.
Which old son of a gun is that, Roger?
Good old Big Bernie Cartwheel. He used to be a used car salesman, but he went out west years ago and became a rancher. Now he owns one of the biggest ranches in the West, the Blunderosa.
What does he have to say, Roger?
He just wants me to come out and spend a few relaxing days on the ranch. And to tell you the truth, I could use a little vacation.
Well, go ahead. Things are pretty slack crime-wise right now anyway.
And so it was that Roger Ramjet arrived out west the very next day.
Ramjet, you old pig thief, welcome to the Blunderosa.
Bernie Cartwheel. Say, you've got quite a spread.
You've put on a couple of pounds yourself, Ramjet. Say, boys, come here and meet an old friend of mine, Roger Ramjet.
Howdy, boys.
This here's my youngest, Tiny Fred.
Howdy.
And this'n's my older boy, Cow.
Glad to meet you, Cow.
Hello there, little feller.
Oh! He does a right smart imitation of a coyote, don't he, Cow?
No. What have you young scallywags been up to all day?
We've been in town looking at girls, Pa. Cow even talked to one.
Oh, hush up, little brother. You're all the time making fun of me.
And that night, Roger Ramjet enjoyed the hospitality of the Cartwheels as he dined at the big Blunderosa Ranch House.
Ah, that's real Western chow.
Yes, that certainly was unusual, Bernie. What was it?
Marinated mountain goat. You don't get that kind of grub in the city.
No, you've got me there.
Ramjet, why don't you give up that city life and settle down out here? I'll give you a job as foreman of the Blunderosa.
But you already have a foreman, don't you?
Not anymore. They gunned him down last week.
But why?
I might as well tell you straight out, Roger. Somebody wants to buy the Blunderosa, and they're trying to scare me off.
But I don't know anything about ranching, and besides, why can't your boys take care of whoever is trying to get your land?
We Cartwheels don't like to fight. Paul says it ain't fitting.
Besides, we're always too busy looking at girls. Right, Cow?
You better hush up, Tiny Fred. Tell him to stop making me blush, Paul.
Now look, Ramjet, you're a famous hero. You just go on into town and show them varmints we ain't afraid. We ain't, are we?
We ain't? I mean, we aren't? I mean, of course we aren't. But just who is it we aren't afraid of?
The Dingo Kid. He dresses all in black, carries 2 6-guns, a rifle, a sawed-off shotgun, a whip, and has a derringer in his belt. He's got a scar down one cheek, a patch over one eye, and he stands 6'6". And you want to know something? He don't look so tough to me.
Have you had your eyes examined lately?
Here, Ramjet. If you're gonna face Dingo, you'll need this.
No, I don't believe in firearms. I'll handle this in my own way.
And so, early the next morning, Roger Ramjet rode out, alone and unarmed.
Boys, Ramjet's been gone all day. You don't suppose...
I bet Dingo gunned him down. What do you think, Cow?
Doggone it, Tiny Fred. You give me a headache with all them questions.
Poor Ramjet. He said he'd handle this in his own way.
Pa, I just thought of something. Ramjet rode out of here, all right, but not toward town. He went in the opposite direction.
Yes, true to his word, Roger had handled matters in his own way, like getting the heck out of there before he got his nose shot off, as we end another saga of Roger Ramjet and the American Eagle! As this amorous and that old standby glamorous episode begins, Roger Ramjet is on his way to spend the day with the girl of his dreams, the beautiful Miss Lotta Love, that perennial flower of American womanhood.
Well, this is one time I'll have Lotta all to myself. That sneaky scoundrel Lance Crossfire, ace test pilot, and my principal rival for Lotta's affections, is at this very moment up in the sky, while I have the day off. Ah, there's Lotta's house now. Oh, look out below! Help! It's an eclipse! The world is coming to an end! The sky is falling in!
Oh, relax. A turkey-lurkey. It's only me.
Crossfire, you...
A snake in the grass?
Yes, that'll do nicely. I thought you were out testing somewhere.
Oh, yes, old boy. I was testing parachutes. Sorry I dropped in on you so unexpectedly.
Well, you might as well drop out again. I have a date with Lotta.
Here we go again, Ramjet. I happen to have a date with Lotta. Why don't you give up? The lady obviously prefers my company to yours.
Your father's mustache.
Your sister's sideburns.
Your aunt's goatee.
Boys, are you two at it again? Now, who started this?
He did.
Well, it makes no difference. I already have a date. I'd like both of you to meet Buggy Coolhead, the famous jazz musician.
Like, what's happening, baby? Man, Lotta, you gotta be kidding with these two squares. I mean, they're the lowest. I mean, like, wow, man, you know?
Lotta, you actually like this bearded baboon?
He's simply divine. I mean, I just love a man with talent. Buggy is the greatest jazz kazoo player in the business, you know. Well, so long, boys. We have to, how do you say it? Oh, yes, we have to split.
Hey, baby, you're pretty wild.
Lance, this is serious.
Yes, Roger. We've got to win her back. But how? She suddenly goes for showbiz types.
Well, you know what they say.
No, Roger. What do they say?
If you can't beat 'em, join 'em.
You mean a fight fire with fire?
Yes, when in Rome.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
In other words, hold my hand.
And so Lance and Roger, working together for a change, devised a plan to win back the beautiful Lotta. And several days later...
Why, what on earth?
We have a surprise for you, Lotta. We're about to demonstrate that we, too, have talent.
Yes. Oh, wait till you see the snappy show we put together.
Tell me, Crossfire, do gooseberries have legs?
No, they don't.
Then I just ate a caterpillar.
My brother can play piano by ear.
That's nothing. I know an old man who fiddles with his whiskers. I went to get some new dental plates the other day, but when I got to the dentist, I found I only had $1.
What did you do?
I got buck teeth.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Boys, look out for that throw rug. Oh, my goodness. What are y'all trying to prove?
Well, we thought you'd like men with talent.
Yes, we wanted to show you how entertaining we could be.
Oh, I wasn't serious about Buggy. I have a new boyfriend now. He's a ski instructor.
A ski instructor?
Yes, I'm just crazy about winter sports.
Well, that's snow biz.
Roger?
Yes, Lance?
Shut up.
And so ends another frustrating episode of that debonair, romantic, happy-go-lucky playboy, Roger Ramjet. This percolated episode begins on a typical American morning in a typical American home where Mr. Morton Pumpkin of Lompoc is about to have his typical first cup of coffee.
Nothing wakes me up like a good cup of coffee. This coffee is terrible.
You don't like the way I make coffee?
Oh, I love the way you make it. I just hate the way it tastes.
Morton, you're a jewel.
But all over the United States, similar scenes were occurring. In Washington, General G.I. Brassbottom voiced a similar complaint.
Who made this coffee, Sergeant?
I did, sir.
It soon became apparent that the bad-tasting coffee problem was affecting the entire nation. Reports from New York said...
Black.
Oof. In Illinois, they said... Blech. Ah. In Texas, it was...
Hubert who?
And back in Washington, General Brassbottom said...
Where in the deuce does this coffee come from?
Well, sir, we've been importing most of our coffee from San Domino.
Then we must find out what's happening down there. This foul coffee is weakening our country's morale.
Well, why don't we get our coffee from another country?
Because San Domino has started giving trading stamps with every coffee shipment, and we're saving up to get a new image.
And so, as is his wont, the general summoned the one man, the only man who could go down to San Domino and solve the problem without submitting an expense account.
Ramjet reporting as ordered, sir.
Ramjet, I called you about the coffee.
Oh, coming right up, sir. And how about a nice prune Danish to go with it?
Quickly, the general explained, and quickly Roger understood.
That's 2 black, 1 with cream, a glazed donut, and an Oliver Twist.
But somehow the general managed to get through to our hero, who was soon winging his way to the Latin Republic of San Domino.
Oh, there we are. There's San Domino below, land of coffee plantations, pretty senoritas, and granola bobbins.
And a few moments later, Roger called on General Pancho Lapanza, president of San Domino, who was having a meeting with his cabinet.
Cabinet, everybody in the United States complains about the coffee. And we even gave them free trading stamps, all right?
All right.
Roger Ramjet reporting, Senor Presidente. I'm here on a special mission for my government.
Ramjet, you're a sight to make my eyes hurt. Now, what's all this trouble about the coffee?
General Lapanza, the last shipment was bad to the last drop. It tasted like glue.
But every bean is personally selected by Juan Valdez, our biggest TV star. You see? And besides, what are you hollering? Now we even give you 1,000 free trading stamps packed inside every bag of coffee beans.
By George,
He's for sale?
That's it. The trading stamps are getting ground up with the coffee beans. That's why the coffee tastes like glue.
Caramba, Ramjet, you've done it again. We are grateful, aren't we, Cabinet?
Close the door.
And so, having solved the great coffee crisis, Roger Ramjet said goodbye to the grateful people of San Domino.
Goodbye, grateful people of San Domino. You people just don't seem to appreciate what my government is.
And soon Roger was back in Washington, where General Brassbottom accorded him a hero's welcome.
Welcome, hero. Both your country and San Domino thank you for saving the day by discovering the glue in the coffee.
The coffee problem was over at last. Men all over the nation were once more enjoying breakfast. Men like Martin Pumpkin of Lompoc.
Now what's wrong with the coffee?
The coffee's fine, but the toast is burnt.
And so, once more, except for a certain house in Lompoc, the world is a pleasanter one in which to live, thanks to the brilliant mind of everybody's favorite hero, Roger Ramjet.
As today's emphysemic episode begins, we find Roger Ramjet in a serious discussion with a stout member of the American Eagle Squadron.
Absolutely not, probably.
But why, Roger?
Because, Doodles, you're simply too young to own a motorcycle, that's why.
And so that was the situation. Doodle had fallen in love with a ha-ha-ha, one of the finest homemade motorcycles ever imported from Japan. He really wanted one. But would Roger give in?
Maybe you can have a motorcycle if you can show a little self-discipline.
I'll show you anything for a ha-ha-ha. I guess the best way is to clean up American Eagle Squadron headquarters. Oh, sorry. Oh, what I did.
This place is a mess. Why don't you try and have a little self-discipline?
But I tried.
But trying didn't seem to be enough. Everything Doodle touched turned to black.
I'll just put the dry dishes over here, Dave. Oops.
And that's the way it seemed to be going. The more Doodle tried to prove himself as an adult, the more things went wrong. And meanwhile, Roger Ramjet had his problems, too.
Perhaps, just perhaps, mind you, I was too rough on Doodle. After all, most kids... Noodles Romanoff and his band of no good.
We're about to pull the biggest bank robbery in the history of bad stuff, and we wanted you out of the way before we'd done it.
Good planning on your part, but you won't get away with it, Romanoff. I'll just take a proton energy pill. They give me the strength of 20 atom bombs for a period of 20 seconds, and then I'll fix...
We lifted all your pills, Ramjet. You ain't gonna do nothing.
Uh-oh. Now what was going to happen to this country? With Roger Ramjet out of the way, Noodles Romanoff and his gang of no-goods could run rampant. Or run for a first down at least. Oh, woe is us, for goodness sakes.
It's no use. I can't do anything. I'm a failure. Roger doesn't like me much. Everything I try to do turns out wrong. I'm gonna run away from home. Or walk away quickly.
Come on, boys. Time we robbed us a big bank and made a lot of money and went to the Catskills.
I've got to get out of here. This is terrible. My hero image will be ruined. Oh, rats, I can't budge. They sure know how to tie a guy up for a few days.
Well, it's better this way. I'll miss the gang, but what the hey? Uh-oh, it's getting dark. I'd better find a place to sleep. Hey, how about this old building?
But little did Doodle know...
I'll just stretch out here and...
Help!
Hey, that sounded like my former boss, Roger.
Doodle! Doodle, we've got to get to the next to the last national bank. It's about to be robbed.
But that's miles away, Roger. We'll never make it in time.
Sorry, old-timer, but this is an emergency. Uh-oh, wait. I don't know how to drive these things. Let's see here.
I do, Roger, I do.
Don't be afraid of him, boys. He ain't got none of them proton pills. Just mow him down.
Doodle, do you have any pills? I'm all out and they know it.
No, I don't touch them things, Roger. All I got is this diet pill.
Give me one.
Don't hit us, Ramjet. Don't hit us. We've been through that already. Don't punch. We'll give the money back. We surrender.
Boy, this is a kick in the starter. Thanks for the ha-ha-ha motorcycle.
Think nothing of it, Doodle. You've proved yourself to be a real help. Showed a lot of self-discipline.
So once again, thanks to Roger, Doodle, and the diet, tragedy has been averted. Oh.
Well,
channeled in other areas anyway.
As this extra episode begins, we find the American Eagle headquarters sheltering a couple of pressing problems. Problem number one concerned Dee. She said,
Roger, this place is a mess. It's filthy. Nobody picks up anything. Why, if the health department
and problem number two concerned Roger and Yank, Doodle and Dan. Roger said,
Boys, we no longer have a housekeeper. Dee is going on vacation and leaving us to fend for ourselves.
And I'm not coming back until you get this place straightened up.
Boys, we've got some cleaning work to do.
Well, Roger, that's silly. How can we do hero work if we're expected to clean up the house?
Yeah, did Commando Kelly pick up after himself? Did Sergeant York sweep out the trench? Did Frankie Finork?
Who's Frankie Finork?
He was barracks orderly at summer camp.
No question about it, boys. There is a problem. Let's advertise in the paper for a cleaning lady. She can come and spiff the place up, and then Dee will come back.
Well, pretty ingenious, huh?
Here it is, boys. Wanted, one lady to clean house for a group of heroes called Roger Ramjet. I hope somebody hurries and answers that advertisement.
And that was about to happen. In another part of town, the rattiest guy around was scheming up another plot. It was Noodles Romanoff, and he was talking with a new gang member, Sheila Mop.
Now you got it straight?
Have I got it straight? Does a dog eat cheese? Of course I do. You want me to get the job as Roger's housekeeper. Then, while I'm cleaning up the joint, you want me to plant these little bombs all over the joint. And as soon as I leave, kaplowy!
That's it, Sheila. You know, you're really evil and nasty. My kind of girl.
Thanks, Noodles. You're pretty rotten yourself. Maybe after the job we can go out someplace.
Yeah, we'll go out to the dump and slug rats.
So that was the plot. Roger and the Eagles were about to be blown up. Sheila got the job with no trouble.
What are your qualifications?
I have an extremely strong stomach.
Well, the job is yours. You may start immediately.
Where do you keep the shovel?
And as Sheila dug in, Noodles Romanoff watched the proceedings with glee.
There's about to be a real boom in housing around here.
Oh, boy, I never saw such a mess. Bet this joint ain't been cleaned for months.
It's years, but who's counting?
Oh, say, what are those little round things you're putting all over the house?
These? Oh, they're sachets. They give off perfume. Makes the joint smell like the Hilton.
Really?
No, I'm fibbing.
Minutes later, Sheila had finished her work.
There it is, Ramjet. I'm through. Give me my pay and I'll get out.
All right, here's your money, but why don't you stay for supper?
No, thanks. My stomach isn't that strong.
Quickly, Sheila left and joined Noodles across the street.
One of those bombs set to go off.
As soon as one of those nudniks opens a drawer.
I think I'll just get a handkerchief out of this. You know, boys, I suspect foul play.
Roger, you all think.
We missed them!
That's impossible. We blew up the whole house and didn't even put a scratch on Ramjet. How can that be?
Poor animation?
Look, across the street behind that tree. It's Sheila, and she's with Noodles Romanoff. I'll bet they're behind this.
Let's go get them!
I'll just take this proton energy pill and punch them good about the head and shoulders. There, that will fix you two. You'll be put away where you can't blow up any more houses for a long, long time.
Hey, gang, look. Dee is back.
Well, boys, when you clean a house, you really do a thorough job.
This fossilized episode of Roger Ramjet and the American Eagles begins in the secret headquarters of the National Association of Spies, Traitors, and Yahoos, better known as NASTY, the evil organization dedicated to crime, espionage, and being bad in general. We find that arch-criminal Noodles Romanoff talking to his band of no-goods.
Boys, to be in bad business is terrible. And it's all because of one man, that righteous rat, Roger Ramjet.
Yeah, Ramjet, right, righteous rat, yeah. Free, no Trump, yeah.
But I have a plan to get rid of Ramjet once and for all. We're gonna make him retire from public life and leave us alone. Now, what does Ramjet love most in the world?
Roger Ramjet! Ousting, hoist, dropping things.
He loves his dear old mother, that's who. And we're gonna kidnap her. If Ramjet agrees to give up and leave us alone, we'll let her go. If not, need I say more?
And so Noodles Romanoff hatched his diabolical plot.
That afternoon on a quiet street in Lompoc.
Ah, what a lovely day. I think I'll mosey down to Yafnaro's family-style cafe and see if I can wamp up a fast game of Steal the Bundle Casino.
Suddenly, from out of nowhere, came an evil-looking car to block the path of kindly, soft-spoken old Ma Ramjet.
Well, watch where you're going, you dim-witted road hog. I ought to wrap you one right in the proboscis.
Okay, lady, get into the car.
You mean it, honey? Say, I like a lad who can appreciate a mature woman.
We're kidnapping you, see? Now get into the car.
Okay, I can go along with the gag, and you're about the biggest joke I've seen in quite some time.
And so the evil deed was done. Ma Ramjet had been kidnapped by nasty noodles on the no-goods and taken to a secret hideout high in the mountains.
We're sending Ramjet this ransom note. If he doesn't get out of the hero racket and stop messing up our criminal activities, you're in real trouble, lady.
Go on, tell us all about it, little Caesar. You don't scare me. Come on, boys, while we're waiting for that ridiculous kid of mine to crash in here and rescue me, what do you say to a little poker just to pass the time away?
You have any money?
I got my sociable security check, but maybe you fellas don't want to play cards with me. I'm an old lady, and I don't understand the game too well.
Why, we'll be glad to play. Here's where we get rid of Roger Ramjet and take his mother's money, too.
And so, while awaiting Roger's answer to their ruthless kidnapping scheme, Noodles on the no-goods played poker with poor, old, innocent Ma Ramjet.
You want to know what I think?
Not particularly, but go ahead anyway, Clyde.
I think we've been cheated by a card sharp.
Yeah.
Cheater.
You're cheater.
Crook, yeah.
Well, that tears it. I put up with you knuckleheads too long as it is. But when you accuse a ramjet of cheating, you're asking for trouble.
Now, take it easy, lady.
Too late for apologies, you sawed-off salamander. You besmirched the name of Ramjet, and now you'll take the consequence. You're gonna get your lumps anyway.
What are you gonna do?
Well, first I'm gonna take one of my pills.
Oh, no. She takes those things, too.
Which transforms me from a mild-mannered old lady into... Super Mother! Here's one for Roscoe Buckle. There, that'll a heroic old lady. Hello? Hello, Roger, honey. You got the ransom note, huh? No, don't bother. I just took one of my pills and clobbered these crumb bums. No, not your proton energy pills. These are my own. Ma Ramjet's atomic vitamins for senior citizens who get up and go, got up and went. So long.
Boy, are we gonna be glad to get rid of you, lady.
What do you mean, get rid of me? I'm staying around for a while. I like it here. Now get this place cleaned up. It's a mess. Come on, come on. Now, come on. Now get me something to eat. Turn on the TV. Get me a cream soda. Make my bed.
So ends another adventure of that all-American good lady, Ma Ramjet, alias Super Mother. This misanthropic episode begins in the secret hideout of one of the world's most sinister organizations, the National Association of Spies, Traitors, and Yahoos, better known as Nasty. It is headed by the man from Nasty himself, the evil Noodles Romanoff, arch-criminal, master spy, and sworn enemy of Roger Ramjet and the American Eagle Squadron.
Bad morning, everyone.
We hate you too, Walter.
Ping pong. Thank yous, boys, for them unkind words. Things haven't been going too well with us bad guys lately, and it's all because of our #1 enemy, Roger Ramjet. Him and them pesky kids really know how to ruin a bad thing. We're gonna get Roger Ramjet, see? We're gonna rub him out. What do you think of that?
Great.
I think good idea. I like that.
Freaks.
I think so.
Okay, then, here's my plan. This is American Eagle headquarters. And every afternoon, Ramjet takes a walk around the block. Only today, he's gonna have company.
Gee, boss, how do you know that?
Because we're gonna be the company, brains of a chicken. Any questions?
Yeah, what's the capital of New Hampshire?
And so that afternoon, as Roger Ramjet went for his usual stroll around the block, the men from Nasty were waiting for him.
I've got a lot of living to do. Oh, say, what's this?
Rats, I missed them.
Well, I found a penny. That's supposed to be good luck.
And though Roger Ramjet had escaped one attempt on his life, danger still lurked around every corner.
Lucky penny, eh? It's a good thing I'm not superstitious. Kids should be careful where they leave their roller skates. I might have been injured.
But how long could Roger go on escaping the deadly schemes of the evil organization which was trying to destroy him?
Okay, boys, bombs away.
Hark! Is that someone following me? Oh, now that's a silly place for a safe. Someone might bump into it and get hurt.
Boy, that guy is driving me crazy.
That's no drive, it's a short putt. Get it, boss?
That's very amusing, Gerard.
Oh, ache, oh, hurt, oh, ding.
But now Noodles was more determined than ever to get Roger.
We can't miss him at this range. Ready. Aim. Fire. Uh-oh. I got a feeling something went wrong again. Look out! Oh, well. You can't win them all.
It was one miraculous escape after another. And now Roger crossed the street. He faced the gravest danger of all.
Now we got him, boys.
I wonder what I should spend this penny on. Bubble gum? A jawbreaker? A gumdrop? Water wings?
That's the last straw. I give up. Ramjet is just too clever for us.
And a short while later, none the worse for wear, Roger Ramjet returned to American Eagle headquarters.
Did you have a nice walk, Roger?
Yes, it was very quiet and peaceful.
We were beginning to worry about you, Roger. We were afraid something might have happened to you.
Nonsense, my boy. I always watch my step. In the hero business, it just doesn't pay to be careless.
Feeling better now, Roger?
Oh.
And proving once again that 75% of accidents happen in the home, we close the book on another painful episode of Roger Ramjet on the American Eagles. As this evergreen episode begins, we find Doodle very upset and arguing with Roger Ramjet. Doodle said,
"Why can't I?"
And Roger said,
"Because you're too little. You could be hurt. Why, I remember when I was a boy."
Did you play baseball, Roger?
No.
And so it was settled. Doodle was to begin practice with Lenny's laundromat baseball team in the Lompoc Little League.
Okay, Doodle, keep trying. Our first game is tomorrow, and we want to be ready. Oh, hello, Mr. Ramjet.
Hello there. Are you the coach?
That's right, yes. Suds Quad. Been coaching the laundromat team for 5 years now.
Well, how does the team look this year?
Competition-wise, we're in trouble. We play last year's champs tomorrow, Lautenschlager's Pickle Factory. They got a bunch of real winners, especially their pitcher, kid by the name of Romanoff.
Romanoff? Not Noodles Romanoff?
No, it's Noodle's son, Prince. He's murdered.
Like father, like son.
What was that, Mr. Ramjet?
I said it's farther to run. I'll see you later, Coach.
Roger told Doodle he would be back later, but he had an idea. He knew that wherever Noodles Romanoff, the man from Nasty, was involved, something bad was going to happen. Roger decided to visit the Lautenschlager's team practice.
Not exactly the friendliest team I've ever seen. I think I'll just peek over this fence and see what's going on.
And sure enough, as Roger raised himself up to see, Noodles Romanoff was involved, and so were the no-goods.
Okay, Prince, baby. Tomorrow's the big game, and you gotta win it. Your daddy has better roll on this game.
Don't worry, Daddy. It's a cinch. Why, with this radio-controlled ball you gave me, I could beat the Yankees, right?
You said it.
Yeah, sure could.
Who couldn't?
Who are the Yankees?
Now, don't worry about pitching. All you gotta do is toss the ball. I'll have this control in the stands. I can guide the ball so even Babe Ruth couldn't get wood on it. Nobody'll hit you, Prince of mine.
So that's the plan, eh? Noodles is betting on Little League games and cheating so he will win the bet. There's something that's not on the up and up about this.
And the next day at the game, sure enough, Doodle was on the bench and Roger was in the stands. So was Noodle.
To get in there, Prince, baby.
You're out of there!
Way to go, sweet arm.
And batter after batter got badder and badder. No one could hit the ball. But the Lautenschlagers weren't that much better with the sticks. Well, it finally happened. The Lautenschlagers finally scored a run and now led the game 1-0 with the Laundromats coming to bat for the last time.
Okay, Doodle, I want you to pinch hit for us, Bernard.
Pinch who?
Get a bat and get up there.
Your attention, please. Doodle for Finard.
Sounds like something you do in art class. I'll just fix him. He's one of Ramjet's buddies. Wait till I turn on my cheater control.
The poor kid, he doesn't realize he's trying to accomplish the impossible. I've got to smash that cheater thing.
Doodle is waiting for the pitch. Comes in straight as a string and he powders it. Doodle hits a home run. Doodle's a hero.
Doodle, you won the game!
No, I didn't, Roger. It's just tied up 1-1.
I have a feeling you're going to win. Now...
Yes, without the radio-controlled cheating mechanism, Lautenschlagers didn't stand a chance. The game was still going on the next day, and when last heard, the score was...
11,352 to 1.
Proving once again...
Crime doesn't pay as well as construction work.
And once again, Roger Ramjet, that all-American good guy and devil-may-care flying fool, has saved baseball and the world and the Little League and Saturday movies and rock and roll and a lot of other things, too, by gosh. As this epiglottic episode begins, we find a very strange school about to open. The school is being conducted by that scourge of the seven seas, Red Dog the pirate. And it's a school for pirates.
Arr, me beat-up bird beak. Red Dog is in business. The world's first college school to teach people how to be pirates. We've got to get some new blood in this industry.
Soon the pirate school was under full sail. Many students were learning all the dirty, mean tricks in the world. This looked like trouble, boy. Well, let's see what Roger Ramjet thought of this school.
What school?
The pirate school, Roger.
I don't believe we ever played them when I was in school at good old Goodhue.
No, Roger. Red Dog the pirate has started a college for pirates. Pretty soon the world will be overrun with well-trained pirates. What are we going to do?
What if I disguise myself and enroll there?
Disguise yourself as a what?
As a student, of course.
I don't think you can fool anybody with that kind of get-up.
Well, it's worth a try. I'll enroll at the school and see what I can do to put it out of business.
And so Roger's plan was put into effect. And disguised as a student, Roger Ramjet applied for enrollment at Pirate U.
Hello there. I'd like to enroll here as a student. My name is Harry H. Hawker.
Hey, Carol Bob. That man ain't Harry Hawker. It's Roger Ramjet.
Ah, I can see, Dim Thinker. What do we do?
Let him enroll. We'll fix him.
Roger was quickly enrolled, but Red Dog was onto him. Let's join Roger in his first class.
Now, students, you remember our lesson yesterday had to do with how to stop someone from boarding your ship. Remember how we stopped them? Dwayne?
Yes, I do.
Will you show the class? Use the new boy for demonstration.
Yes, well, sir, when one of them guys tries to board you, you just...
That's very good. Now, who can tell me what you do when you feel that a Navy man is sneaking up on you? Big Meredith. Use the new boy to show us.
The way you stand up straight and strong, and then you turn suddenly, and you begin pounding the whippers out of that there Navy guy.
Oh, that's very good. Now let's go out on deck and review walking the plank.
Now, wait just a darn minute. If you think I'm going to walk that plank over that pit of flaming sharks, you've got another think coming.
That's exactly what you're going to do. Ramjet.
Ramjet? Then you weren't fooled. You knew it was I.
Get moving. Come on, class. Kill.
Give me a cane.
Hey! Well, boys and girls, what's to become of America's favorite all-around hero? They've got him walking the plank.
Get a move on, Leadbelly.
You leave me no choice. I'll just take a Ramjet proton energy pill. They give me the strength of 20 atom bombs for a period of 20 seconds.
Too late, Ramjets. It takes 5 seconds for that pill to work. 1, 2, 3.
That should hold you, you piratical students. That should put you on social parole for a long time. You won't bother anybody again.
And so, boys and girls, Ramjet's ingenuity saves the day again. He's made this place a nicer one in which to live at. Doesn't he ever lose?
As this
dejected episode begats, we find our lovable hero, Roger Ramjet, resting comfortably at American Eagle Squadron headquarters.
I don't think I can, Kim. Oh, Hetty, not again. I'm sorry, Jane.
Suddenly a phenomenon took place. Roger Ramjet, Doodle, the American Eagle Squadron headquarters, and the entire town of Lompoc were levitated. The whole town raised straight off the ground and began floating about in space.
What's that noise?
Sounded like our old hometown being ripped out of the ground.
Yipes, that's exactly what happened. Look!
And they looked. Lompoc was sailing off into the blue, up above the buildings. Doodle said,
I didn't know our old hometown knew how to fly.
And Roger said,
I think something isn't kosher, flight-wise.
Soon the whole town of Lompoc was aware that they were a hamlet without a country. They were free from the earth.
This is too beautiful. Think of the problems we don't have. No taxes, no nagging bosses, no traffic jams, no wars.
No food, no water, no girls, no dry cleaners.
I see your point. Hello?
Ramjet, I just heard what happened. I don't know how you did it this time, but you better bring that town right back down. You've left a huge hole here.
But, General, I didn't do it. I don't know what sent Lompoc into the sky.
I don't care what sent Lompoc into the sky. I only know what's the best thing for you, and the best thing for you is to return that town immediately.
But, General...
Yes?
How do you steer a town?
How indeed do you steer a town? And what had happened? What had caused the lovely little city to go sailing out of the gravitational pull? You don't suppose it could have been...
Well, Meredith, I think we've succeeded this time.
Biz Cluck, it would seem so, Stanley. It would seem so.
For years, we have tried to conquer Buzzclick the Earth, but they have been too big and too powerful.
Yes, Buzz, but taking it bit by bit, we will win at last.
Buzzclick, now Meredith, we will land our spaceship on this town and explain to the people that we are their rulers, Buzzclick. Doesn't this place look a bit familiar to you, Meredith?
As a matter of fact, yes, it does, Stanley.
Why, hello there, solenoid robots. Fancy meeting you here. I guess you know our town is floating about in midair.
Buzzclick. Oh, really?
That's right. Some mysterious thing happened, almost like an outer space movie.
Oh, really?
Yes, just as though invaders from some other planet were trying to steal our... invaders were stealing... invaders. Say, you two fellows wouldn't in any way be involved with this, would you?
Who, us? Oh, no.
We were just passing through the territory.
But, Buzzclick, out of all the towns on Earth, we had to pick the one where Roger Ramjet lived.
Yeah, Roger and his putrid pills.
I think you two robots are behind this. Or in front.
Meredith, Buzzclick, I have the distinct feeling that we're going to be jobbed.
Here's where my proton energy pills come in.
And my lights go out.
If he only knew how much that hurts us. Oh, Buzzclick.
Now return my town immediately to the hole from which it came.
And as things settle down to their normal, dull, listless Lompoc pace, the world gives a tip of the Hatlo hat to Roger Ramjet, the all-American American. As this economic episode begins, we find Roger Ramjet at home in American Eagle Squadron headquarters reading his favorite magazine, Play Hero.
Well, they're not making the heroes of the month the way they used to. I wonder who could be calling at this late hour. Oh, a messenger boy with a telegram. Thank you. Let's see. It says, have captured your friends, Yank, Doodle, Dan, and Dee. If you ever care to see them again, alive, come to the following address. It's signed, my name is Barbara.
So it was true. Those downright upstanding kids had been hooked by some evil-type person.
Where are we? What happened?
The last thing I remember is letting that door-to-door salesman come in.
Yeah, he pulled out that little pencil and gas or something came out of it, and whoosh. Here we are, tied up with jump ropes in a toy room.
Which is precisely what happened.
Don't worry, Doodle. Whoever kidnapped us has to contact Roger Ramjet sooner or later.
Now, let's see. Have I forgotten anything? I hate to go on rescues ill-equipped.
Oh, yes, I forgot my high-top galoshes with a pocket for the jackknife on the side.
Roger was set to go at last.
Oh, now then. Oh, yes, the address. 12223 Hero Lane. Well, that's funny. That's right next door. I can walk that far. Guess I'd better cancel the cab.
Look, gang, it's the door-to-door salesman, the one who kidnapped us.
He doesn't look like a salesman. He looks like a mad scientist.
Are you a mad scientist?
Yeah, well, I'm not too happy about it, I can tell you that. I sent a ransom note to Roger Ramjet more than 2 hours ago and haven't heard a word from him.
Roger is a very slow reader when it comes to ransom notes.
Well, who are you?
I am the greatest inventor in the world. I invented all these toys. Now, you see that? Looks like an ordinary wooden soldier, doesn't it? Well, it is. It was a dud. And you see this toy tank? It's equipped with atomic warheads. It can devastate an entire living room in seconds. And this teddy bear is so ferocious, he's scared Smokey into setting fires.
Get off your nut.
I resent that.
Do you deny it?
No, but I resent it. That must be Roger Ramjet. With Ramjet and Eagles out of the way, my toys and I will capture the world.
This says, take a pair of dice and shake them. Move the number of spaces which appear on the dice. Do not cheat. You are only hurting yourself. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's this? Your mother has been subpoenaed. Go back 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Roger, we knew you could do it. You're okay, boy.
Glad to
We're
see
glad
you,
you're here to
Roger.
save us.
Oh, kids, are you all right? What's going on here?
We've been captured by a mad scientist. He wants to get rid of us so he and his monstrous toys can take over the world.
Now I will finish you off. All of you. My toys will get you.
Oh, no, you don't. I'll just pop a Ramjet proton energy pill, patent pending, in my mouth. It gives the strength of 20 atom bombs for a period of 20 seconds, and then we'll see who gets who.
Boy, kids, that was a narrow escape with the toys, huh?
I'll stay. When's Roger due home?
Any minute now. Oh, wait. I hear his car now.
Can't you kids keep your toys out of the driveway?
And so it was. Once again, Ramjet fans, all's well that ends well, and even if this one didn't, tomorrow's another day. Unless you're not careful. As this exaggerated episode begins, we find General G.I. Brassbottom of the U.S. government in a bit of a quandary.
Oh, what's the trouble, General?
I'm in a quandary.
Oh, quandaries are lovely this time of year. I remember when Tiny Sweet Alice and I were there in the spring of '37. The cottonwoods were in bloom. There was a touch of bittersweet in the air. I recall walking by the brick flower garden, the fluttering of wings. I remember Alice's father.
You know something? You want to really know something?
Sir?
I'm going to have you committed. I am really going to do it. I'm going to have you put away where you can do absolutely no harm to anyone.
I don't understand, sir.
I'm sure of that. Now, let me explain the problem. I know you'll be of no help, but maybe a listener will call in. If we could only find someone who was stupid enough to fly an untested rocket, we might say...
You rang your brass ship?
Why, Roger Ramjet, my old friend.
And before Roger could say, what are you doing to that, he was placed inside the rocket and aimed toward the North Woods.
Are you sure Richard Halliburton started this way?
Goodbye, Roger, and remember...
If you'd just have listened to me, I told you not to put so much baking powder in it.
I know, Lloyd, but I figured,
Are you the 2 clowns who designed that lousy rocket?
Yes, wasn't it pretty?
You dimwit, that rocket was supposed to go to the North Woods, but it didn't. It went so high, it's in orbit. Now what are you going to do?
Catch an early movie and a sandwich.
I want you men to get me another rocket. I've got hero work to do.
And as the triadic threesome rushed to the new rocket, the American Eagles arrived in Washington.
Hey, your metal ship, where's Roger? He said we should meet him here.
Doodle, my boy, he's gone. Up there.
Up where? I don't see him.
Quickly, the general explained what had happened, and then Doodle said,
He left without giving me my allowance.
This is no time to think about money, Doodle. I've got a plan.
I knew you boys would help.
And as Dan told the others of his idea, Roger Ramjet was busy trying to contact Earth.
Ramjet to Earth, come in, please.
Roger, this is General Brassbottom. Listen, Roger, you're in orbit. The only way we can bring you back is to send up another rocket and hook a cable onto you. Then the second rocket can tow you back. Doodle will come up after you.
Doodle? I'm worried.
You have good cause. Well, you know what to do, Doodle?
Yeah, but it's a crime to send a kid up in a wreck like this.
Doodle, take your fingers out of your ears.
I can't hear you, General. I got my fingers in my ears.
I'm going to switch the frequency here so you can talk directly to Roger. Go ahead.
Hello, Roger. This is Doodle. How's tricks?
This is no time for Levittown.
That's levity. You'll sing it till you get it right.
Sorry, Roger. I can't see your rocket yet.
I'm in orbit to your right. When you get to the Milky Way, hang a hard left until you come to a basketball named Sputnik. Then go right, and I'm just a little left of that.
Roger!
What?
No, I mean the other kind you say when you're talking on the radio.
What other kind is that? You mean there's more than one Roger?
Hey, Roger, I see you. I'm going to try and hook on. I got you. Hot dog. Now back to Earth. Let's see. Push button marked button. Push here.
And more quicklier than he had gone up, Doodle and Roger came down.
Man, you've done a magnificent job. Don't you think so, Roger? Roger?
There's another Roger? Another Roger besides me? I just don't know if I'll ever be able to...
And as Roger pondered his heartbreak, we say goodbye to him and all the rest of the gang of American Eagle heroes. And until next time, bye-bye. Roger, over and out.
Don't say that.
When Ramjet takes a proton pill, the crooks begin to worry. They can't escape their awful fate from proton's mighty fury. Roger Ramjet, he's our man, hero of our nation. For his adventures, just be sure and stay tuned to this station. So come and join us, all you kids, for lots of fun and laughter, as Roger Ramjet and his men get all the crooks they're after. Roger Ramjet, he's our man, hero of our nation. For his adventures, just be sure and stay tuned